Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Danganronpa Idiots podcast. This is the pilot episode, and we are getting canceled 3 times for per leak measurement. I don't get what that means, but today we have a special guest here, the man, the myth, the legend, Ahnon.
Hello, I am happy to be here.
Okay, so today we'll be discussing the almost famous. I don't know if it's famous or not. Not mainstream though. It's the game, the visual novel, Your Turn to Die. So, if you guys don't already know, Your Turn to Die is how should I say, a visual novel that takes inspiration from Spike Chunsoft's two most popular franchises, Danganronpa and Zero Escape. This game both takes elements from both of those two. So, let us discuss. So, basically, how did you get into Your Turn to Die, Anhon?
Well, firstly, it was from Bijou Mike's
Mm-hmm.
episode. He played it once, and then I got into it from Manly Badass Heroes playthrough.
Mm. So I found it out from a person on a Discord server that is long gone, and said, "Well, oh, what you're playing?" And then the person's like, "Oh, I'm playing Your Turn to Die." So I was like, "I'll check it out." So I checked. So I played the game, and I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. I haven't passed Memory Dance yet but I know what happens. I just like, okay, I'll just look through a playthrough or something like that, get the same experience. Um, but I will leave a link in the description if you do want to go play the game because it's honestly amazing, and it's free, so that's pretty cool. Until it's fully completed, it's they're probably gonna start charging people for it once it becomes fully finished. Hopefully not. So let's dive into the game itself. So the characters, I really enjoy the characters. I think they're better than your average Danganronpa character because the characters are more focused on the development. Their development is more focused on than their in they make a pretty big impact when a character dies and you're turn to die. It's a pretty big impact, but when a character just dies in Danganronpa, nobody gives a shit. The
They
chapter after
mostly just be forgotten after 2 seconds.
yeah, like spoilers from now on. In V3, the whole Kaede piano execution. Suichi just forgets about her like halfway into chapter 2. When that's kind of dark when you think about it. Like, and we're not gonna go too deep. This is a Danganronpa episode. This is a Your Turn to Die one. So yeah, I think the best one, probably the best character development that a character has gotten is probably Sarah. I'm gonna call her Sarah. Um, I think she's gotten the best one because Joe's death really impacts her as a character. It really drives her to do to help the bet to do the to help out the group in any way she can. Kana has also given some really good character development.
In
Yeah,
all honesty, Alice's development was just sad.
yeah. Chapter 2 syndrome. There is a Chapter 2 syndrome out there. It's called killing the best characters in Chapter 2. Um, so I think, but some characters just have very subtle character development, or not all, like Jin, who is he's kind of a furry. I don't know. No disrespect to any furries out there. Um, I don't know how to describe him. He's just unique. Like, you wouldn't see that character in your average Danganronpa game. You may see it, but you don't know. You may seem like a fan gun, but you may don't know. But I think Alice's character development is really good. Reko's is solid. Um, but now let's talk about the gameplay. So I'm gonna be honest. I kind of prefer Danganronpa's because it's more fast paced, especially with like the truth bullet system, and you actually have to aim for it. It's more fast paced. and I really enjoy for that. So it's pretty cool that some inspiration taken from. I don't know if Danganronpa getting some inspiration really. So but Your Turn to Die is a little bit different. Both have a trial at the end of each chapter, but in Your Turn to Die is called the main game, which basically you have to choose who lives and who dies, and that's part of the game. Like if you vote for one person, that person's dead probably. Right away when you start the game, that opening cutscene, um, it tells you, hey, this is people die from majority vote, and I think the opening is really symbolic of it. Like with the man and the woman, and you choose who lives and who dies. I think that's really cool. I chose the man because I don't know why. That's my garage. My I this game doesn't really have investigations. You do investigate things, but I think the meat of the gameplay is, of course, the mini games or the trials, like the mini game trials. So the first trial is fairly easy. You're on a I think you're strapped down, and you're gonna need to find a key. A person unlocks. I'm not gonna spoil any. There will be some spoilers, but hey, what are you gonna do? There's also the gun mini game, which is it's pretty stressful, honestly.
In all honesty, it's kind of very easy if you know how to do it.
Yeah. If you watch a trick, if you watch like people doing it online, like it's pretty easy once you figure out how to do it. I just won by luck. But then chapter two, it's basically just Mario Party but deadly. Like I think a lot of
Mario
these
Party but deadly.
just yeah the mini games are kind of similar to like if Mario Party was basically made by very dark. I think the second chapter's mini games are better. You got the minecart one, which is pretty cool. The card one, which
The Sharks Guard battle was the most fun for me.
yeah, and then you have the sword one, which is just timing. You got to but there's memory dance, which will scar you for life if you play the game. Also, the music slaps in that one, honestly, so that's pretty good. Um,
Yeah, agree.
but there's also the shop mechanic, I think, in chapter two, where you buy a character's information and use it against them. Um, so um, and the coins they get for each mini game, I think if you know how the story goes, it really affects the game as a story as a whole. So, then we'll get to like the final subject in this first episode, which is its impact. I think it's really cool that a lot of people are getting more into this game now. It's getting more exposure. I think it blew up when Bijou Mike played it. I think it like started to blow up. Like I played the game before it really got big, and it's really cool to see the game growing in people, the fandom growing in numbers ever since like started. Ever since the first part was released in 2017. I think it was released in 2017. I may be wrong. So, but the Danganronpa community, I've seen a lot of I don't know how to pronounce it, fan made Danganronpa stories online, taking a lot of inspiration from Years in the Die, which is really cool. And one last thing on this is not part of anything, but I'm just gonna say it. Your Turn to Die has better writing than all the Danganronpa games combined. Honestly,
Yeah, I agree.
like you know that the Your Turn to Die cast is flawed. Like the whole head in a box thing in the first chapter, Mishima's head in a box, like something like that. That whole chase. These characters are flawed, but they are basically in Danganronpa, you know they're not going to betray each other, but in Your Turn to Die, you never know what person's going to make a move. Like, I think that's a really cool thing about Your Turn to Die. So that's gonna kind of wrap. Okay, we're at the 10-minute mark, so that's gonna kind of wrap it up for the first episode of the Danganronpa Idiots podcast. So thank you, Ahnon. I'm gonna call you that for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me here.
So thank you everyone for listening. If you want to see more, this is what everyone says, but like and subscribe, because if you want to see more of this podcast, then yeah. So bye everyone. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.